because we saying that I might as well, but you know I caught Young Buck in that time.
Oh,
Y'all never heard that story?
Oh,
You know he ain't gonna tell 50 that.
Yeah, caught Young Buck.
Tell the story, because he ain't gonna tell 50.
Man, he got 2-piece legend. Like,
oh,
hey, Young Buck, man, that nigga front on me. He said, yo, I'm telling
They put hands on Buck.
I'm telling you.
Supposed to be no.
Yo, Crack, but I just got off stage. I'm ripping it down. Chicago, I'm walking out. Yo, Crack, you hear me? I look up.
oh.
It's Young Buck. I got a water bottle in my hand. Out of here. I throw the water bottle one thing. I said, come down. Come down. Like, come down. Yo, I'm going.
Oh,
I don't never get like,
So when he came down,
I don't know. I don't get tested. Like, it's very hard to test me. Yeah, yo, I'm telling you, I'm going.
Come on, man.
I just black out. The cops come and they form like a barricade. Like there's like 5 cops. They close the staircase so he won't come. He took too long to come down, by the way. The height of the beef.
Oh.
So he's in the staircase. Yo, I wasn't this and that. But he poked his head out just 1 second over the cops thing. One nigga, what the? Come on. Niggas like,
What he do?
even the barber hit him.
So what?
My man Buck's got something to say. What you got to say, my friend?
I got an announcement to make tonight. If anybody can look around and be able to let Fat Joe know I want to box his
What y'all say? Buck versus Fat Joe, right here in the country box ring. We can make it happen.
Hey, look, it's gonna cost some money though. But give me 90 days and I'm gonna get in the ring, I'm gonna get right, and we'll settle it that way. I just feel like I wanna fight.
What's good, y'all? Make sure you stay locked on your pivot at all times, man. I had to tap in real quick. And yeah, we're back outside with it again. Ace Texas Knights once more. You already know the vibe over here in my pop's crib. We got the college championship game on, Miami versus Indiana. But I've been meaning to talk about this story right here. So I said, let me put this out for the people real quick. Because it came across my radar that Young Buck has officially called out Fat Joe to a boxing match. And this all stems from comments Fat Joe made recently on the Joe and Jada podcast. Joe basically claimed he gave Young Buck a quick 2-piece. This was an event Young Buck was involved with. I think he was hosting. Freeway Ricky Ross was there too. The event took place in Nashville, Tennessee, which is Young Buck's home turf. It was part of the country boxing league scene out there. And Freeway Ricky Ross, for those who don't know, is heavy in the boxing world too. He's got fighters and stays active in that space. But Buck was basically like, hold up, let's talk about this. Now we all saw the diss track Young Buck dropped in response. He came back immediately after Jada and Joe said what they said. Buck flat out denied the story. He said, I never got touched. He said they were just making stuff up and creating narratives. And listen, he went in on that track. That beat was legit, and I'm not gonna lie, Young Buck was really rapping. It took me back to that old Buck. He was spitting for real. I definitely rocked with it. But apparently Buck still isn't letting this go. He's basically saying, I'm not feeling what was said about me. I'm not feeling what was put out into the world. So now he's saying, let's really handle it. Let's get active. Let's step into the ring. Buck said, give them 3 months and they can make it happen. Of course, he said he's got to get paid. So the ball is in Fat Joe's court now. What do y'all think Fat Joe is gonna say? Is he gonna turn it down, or is he gonna actually step out there? Because Joe was the one who said he punched him, said Buck got caught with a quick 2-piece, and that this happened when they were out in Tennessee. Now we did also hear from Young Buck's former DJ, Doug Warren. He came out around that time and said that the story wasn't true at all. Doug Warren said he was Buck's DJ for about 2 years. And according to him, that situation never happened the way Joe described it. Young Buck also broke this down in his song, but Doug added more details. He said Buck was deep and had his people with him, and the police were already in the middle of everything. He said the cops wouldn't even let Buck get close. According to him, Fat Joe came in with security, performed with security, and left with security, which honestly makes sense at that level. That's how you're supposed to move when you're a star. He also mentioned this took place in Chicago, not Tennessee. And he said Buck was ready to crash out after seeing him because of what had been said. He said Buck tried to run down the ramp to get to him, but the cops jumped in and blocked everything. So from his perspective, nothing physical ever happened. He straight up said he doesn't know where Fat Joe got that story from. And now here we are. Young Buck is calling for gloves, and Fat Joe has a decision to make.
Hey, Don Juan, right? I was Young Buck's DJ from 2006 to like 2008. And yesterday I'm wondering why I'm seeing, this post about Fat Joe and this two-piece biscuit. And so I finally stopped and watched it today, and look, man, the majority of people I know that Joe is a percentage-wise cap. There's always like something and then there's something. And it is what it is. I don't personally know Joe. I know cats that do. It is what it is. I'm not hating on podcasts. I'm a huge fan of Jadakiss, the whole joint. You see how he just kind of put the pillow over. Look, man, I love entertainment, but I was actually there at that Chicago show. And it was a lot of people, yes, and we were up on the top tier. And I was specifically watching this. I'm not the goon, I'm the DJ. So I'm watching everything from like, everybody's in front of me and I'm right there, right? I see this. I'm right there at that tunnel that comes down. What Joe is lying at is Joe pulled up at the bottom of that tunnel with 4 cops with him. Like they were surrounding him. Like there was already a tension in the air that the beef was going on and that Buck was gonna be there. And Joe was moving around the whole time with police. I'm not knocking that. That's just exactly what happened. The police didn't just randomly pop up and form some type of barricade at the tunnel. They was already with him. And yes, the police did form a barricade, but they was rolling with him from the stage all the way back to his tour bus. They was there. Buck was barking from the top. The whole crew was, because Buck was down for the unit. Buck was down for 50. I know things have happened, but everywhere we went, you was not going to disrespect 50 Cent in front of Young Buck. So Buck was like, he was barking at him, right? Joe comes into view at the bottom of that tunnel and looks up at Buck and says, yo, Buck, no disrespect to you, but 50. And when he said that, like Buck just turned into an animal and they just rammed down that corridor to come down. Like it was a big arena. We were in Chicago and he starts coming down, but he can't get to him because of the police. Buck and Joe and them, as soon as Buck started coming, Joe and them took off to go to the tour buses, bro. But two-piece biscuit where?
So I just wanted to come on here and speak on it real quick. At this point, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, it's entertaining to me. Young Buck and Fat Joe are something I never thought I'd see on my timeline. And listen, Fat Joe definitely got Buck back in the booth. Buck really went in there and got active. He dropped 3 different parts of the song throughout the day, then came back and dropped the full video like it was nothing. The rollout was creative. I said, nah, hold up, Buck really rapping again. No, if I'm being honest, Fat Joe, it did sound like he was exaggerating that story a little bit, adding 10 or 20% to it. Even Jadakiss kinda checked him in that moment. Jada was like, come on man, finish the story. And it felt like Joe was fishing a little, trying to put the play together as he talked. Because let's be real, back in that era, if something like that really happened, we would have heard about it, especially at the height of all those beefs. That was the same time G-Unit was clashing with everybody. Issues with Jada, issues with Murder Inc., issues with Terror Squad. If Young Buck had really been touched like that, it would have been everywhere. It would have hit the magazines, somebody would have leaked a tape, it would have made the rounds somehow. And that's without social media even being what it is today. We definitely would have known about it back then. But now, everybody is older. Beef ain't what it used to be. Nobody's trying to see each other in the streets like that. Nobody's trying to take anybody's life. These dudes are all making moves now. But Buck is basically like, listen bro, if you want to say you touched me, cool. Let's make it official. Let's get in the ring and handle it. So tell me what y'all think. More content coming, more videos on the way. You already know what time it is. 1000% for sure.